Friday marked the deadline for Democratic presidential hopefuls filing to run in the New Hampshire's primary. And as you might expect, Senators Warren, Sanders, Booker, and Andrew Yang all filed in the Granite State.
Former New York City mayor and rumored presidential contender Michael Bloomberg did not file there. Instead, he's running a $100 million ad buy, digital ads in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Arizona. Fox News political reporter Paul Steinhauser is covering the campaign and spoke with several of the candidates as they filed. He joins us via Skype to talk about this conversation. It's great to see you, sir.
Great to be with you guys. Thanks for the invite.
Good to see you, Paul.
All right, so who filed and who did not and why?
Who did not? Michael Bloomberg did not, as suspected about a week and a half ago. His top advisor said if he gets the race, that looks more and more likely. But if he does, he's not going to be competing in the early voting states, so he did not file. You know, there was also some wild, crazy speculation. Maybe Clinton make a last-minute trip to camp. Mario Cuomo never did back in '92 and file. No, she didn't. That last day of filing, she was giving a speech in Wales. Great. Didn't happen. But everybody else did, including that late surprise, Deval Patrick, governor, announcing his bid for the Democratic presidential nomination on a Thursday morning. A couple hours later, where was he? Where else? Right here in New Hampshire, filed, and now moving forward, he's heard California, Nevada, Iowa today, and he'll also South Carolina. He now lights up his campaign nomination.
Yeah, and I know that you spoke a little bit with Deval Patrick. Let's take a listen to that and get your reaction.
I'm a big fan of Joe Biden. I've known him for many years. He was chair of the Judiciary Committee when I was nominated for the Civil Rights Division, and he had my back then, and I've tried to have his back since. But I think that the instinct that his campaign seems to have to say, you know, to project, in effect, if we just get rid, if you will, of the incumbent, we can go back to doing what we used to do, misses the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting that he said, I'm a big fan of Joe Biden, but it says that he missed the moment. I mean, you know, he's a neighboring former governor there in New Hampshire. How's his popularity there on the ground, Paul?
He's well known here because, yes, we're in the Boston media market. Everybody knows Paul Patrick. But he starts, as he even admitted, starting late in the game. And other people like an Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, very well known here. Guess what? They've got teams, huge staff, great grassroots outreach. And Pete Buttigieg also started third state to a lesser degree than Iowa, but on the move. So he admitted this is, as he said, this is the Hail Mary from two stadiums over, starting late in the game. Saw that little jab there at Joe Biden. Moments earlier, he told us he didn't want to play the political pundit, but he also took an indirect shot at Elizabeth Warren as well, kind of saying that her plans, her ideas, as well as Sanders, are Democratic plans. What we need is something that all sides get around solid.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we have that sound as well. And of course, part of the context here, Warren obviously also from Massachusetts, Senator Sanders also from a neighboring state.
Yeah.
And by the way, New Hampshire, I mean, I'm sure we're all well aware of this. It's a very tight race. It's really anyone's game. So even if Deval Patrick only took a couple of points, that could actually make all of the difference. But let's take a listen to what he had to say about both Warren and Sanders.
Well, first of all, I want to acknowledge my friendship and enormous respect, in particular, with Senator Warren. I talked to her last night, and I think it was kind of a hard conversation for both of us, frankly. I don't know Senator Sanders as well, but I credit him in large measure for bringing the question of Medicare for all to a more popular, meaning more broad-based discussion. But I think that if we want solutions that last, they can't be solutions that feel to the voting public as if they are just Democratic solutions.
But what we haven't heard yet from him at all is what his solutions are. Warren and Sanders are too far. Biden is also not right. But, I mean, where does Patrick fall in all of this?
Right.
Right. You know, he's just getting in the race now and trying to start up that campaign. I think what his solutions would be later in the race. He said, hey, we still have 2.5 months to go to voting. Two things, by the way, my sources telling me that here in New Hampshire, also in Iowa, his top aides are reaching out to strategists and cooperatives, trying to bring them on board, especially those out of work. And also that video there, he's really not that short, guys. My camera was pointing up. Really, average height. It doesn't look that.
Yeah, that's particularly interesting. I mean, it seems like Patrick really is, I mean, he's gotten a ton of national media. We haven't yet seen what his impact on the polling will be. What we've talked a little bit about here, Paul, is that it seems that the constituency he's going to draw from very much could share one with Senator Elizabeth Warren, not, in terms of that white liberal, upper middle class demographic. And that also, they both also happen to be Massachusetts. Is that your read on the situation as well?
Yes, when it comes to those metrics, yes. But when it comes to what kind of candidate he is and what kind of lane he's going to be in, he seems more in that centrist lane, which right now Joe Biden's lane, but Buttigieg is making major inroads in that. So is Twitter Amy. So it's going to take a little bit from everybody. It's going to be interesting fast if they start the campaign. He doesn't have any time left. Do it today.
Right.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. Always great to see you.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, guys.
Next on Rising, Senator Bernie Sanders' support amongst college students continues its upward trajectory.
Just as former VP Joe Biden plummets, College Pulse's CEO helps us identify some of the trends in their latest election tracker. That's next.